The Animal Hunt. It was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. The engines were working hard, especially Thomas. What a lovely day! I love being busy. Later that day, the Fat Controller had an extra special job for Thomas. Thomas, said the Fat Controller, some of the animals have escaped from the animal park and I would like you to go and hunt for them. Oh, wow, said Thomas. And as the Fat Controller left, the engines remained silent. Oh, wow, Thomas, said Nia. You're going to go on an animal hunt. Good luck with that, Thomas, said Gordon. I hope you can do it, said Percy. Don't worry, my friends, said Thomas. I'm sure I will. And as Thomas left out of Titmuth's sheds, he went to begin his duties. So, Thomas went to work. So, Thomas looked all around the island of Sodor. Where could those animals be? The little blue engine thought to himself. And as he came to his first stop, which just so happened to be Farquhar Station, Billy was waiting there with the first animal. Hey, Thomas, I have this elephant for you, said Billy. Oh, thanks, Billy, said Thomas. And as Thomas left, he tried to couple up, but he couldn't. Oh, gosh, this was going to be quite a job. And he just... Thomas was apparently derailed, and he had to find help. Here, allow me, Thomas, said Billy. So as Thomas was lifted back onto the track, he had to better way to be coupled up to the elephant truck. And it was easy. So Thomas went back on the track, and then he went on his way again. And as Thomas puffed on his way, he began to wonder where all the other animals were. Just then he ran into the quarry, where he saw Mavis. I wonder what Mavis is doing, Thomas thought to himself. So as Thomas turned around on the corner, he was very surprised to see... Mavis, you have the lion, said Thomas to himself. Oh, yes, Thomas, said Mavis. It's all for yours. So as Thomas was re-lifted off the tracks, he had to be coupled up to the lion truck. It wasn't the bestest job, but it was going to take quite a while, it was. And Thomas was eventually loaded back on. So, Thomas then got back on his way, and then he puffed off once again. Thanks, Mavis, said Thomas happily. Not a problem, Thomas, said Mavis. Thomas then approached to Maythwaite Station, where he met Jack and the Sodor construction team. Hey, everyone, said Thomas happily. Hello, Thomas, said Harrison. Hey, Thomas, said Kelly. Are you looking for the zebra? Yes, said Thomas to himself. Well, you're just in luck, said Kelly. Edward has it over there. So then, as Thomas went over to Edward, he had to be lifted off of the track once again. And as he was then re-lifted off, then Edward gave him the special truck. And it took a while for him to be recoupled. It's not the best job, is it? But then he was eventually lifted. Kelly loaded Thomas onto the track very nicely. And then, as Thomas was loaded back onto the track, Thomas thanked the construction team and was on his way once again. So as Thomas delivered the animals to the animal park, he was very happy and he returned to Tidmouth Sheds. And he went happily home as Mavis would come over and deliver them for him to the animal park. And as Thomas trundled back to Tidmouth Sheds, he felt very happy with himself. Later that day, back at Tidmouth Sheds, the fat Thomas went back in his own berth, and then the fat controller came over to praise Thomas. Well done, Thomas. You were a really useful engine today. You helped the engines very nicely. You really are a useful engine. Thomas felt very happy with himself, and all of the engines congratulated Thomas as he was a really useful engine. Ding! The end.